Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we'll check up on the health of your health insurance. Then, we'll meet some ageless exercisers who will put us through our paces. You want to leave your IRA to an heir. Would they benefit if you make a trust the beneficiary? We'll dig through the details. Plus, your child doesn't parent the way you would, so should you weigh in? We'll have a grown-up conversation about different parenting styles. And you've hired a caregiver. We'll alert you to important information as their employer.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. We all know that we're supposed to exercise, but isn't there an age where we can finally rest on our laurels and forego all the fitness? Leah Shea says not on your life. She is here to work out the all-body benefits you get from making a move, including enjoying more energy as you age. Leah is the program manager of the Wellness Center at Medical Mutual of Ohio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I know that starting an exercise program is a pretty daunting task. So any suggestions on how to get over that hurdle of getting going?
Well, definitely. I think it can be a challenge for everyone, maybe more so as we age. But we want to make sure that people don't feel discouraged by any illness or injuries they have, fear of falling, or just not knowing where to begin. Mm-hmm. Those are actually reasons why people should get started, even at an older age. Regular exercise can help to boost energy, improve bone density, slow down some of the symptoms of aging, and even adding something as small as taking a walk or just incorporating more activity into daily living.
So it doesn't have to be real strenuous. It can just be easy stuff that you can just do every day. All right. So there's a lot of body, both physical and mental benefits. So why don't we look a little bit deeper into those, first with the body benefits. How does exercise really help your physical health?
Okay, well definitely as we're exercising, our metabolism can increase. We can build more lean muscle mass, which helps to burn calories. Exercise can also improve immune function, better heart health, blood pressure, increased bone density, also better digestive functioning. We also helps with our mobility, flexibility, and balance in adults, which can be a great help with fall reduction, which can be a problem and a fear for adults.
Oh, yeah. The fear can just paralyze you too.
Right.
So, all right, we talked about physical. How does exercise help our mind and our mood?
Exercise is great in that way. As we exercise, endorphins are released, which can help improve our mood, make us feel better, happier, reduce sadness, depression. Exercise can also help with brain function and keeping our brains active and healthy, preventing memory loss, dementia.
Anything can help with dementia. I think people are going to jump all over.
I would say yes. It's a quick fix. It can also help with our sleep, allowing you to sleep better, longer, all around, just making you feel better.
Okay. So, what kind of exercise? How much are we really talking about? And what's safe for people?
It can be very simple. I mean, you definitely want clearance from your doctor before starting any kind of an exercise program, and start small. You don't need an hour every day to start. You just want to start slowly, build up. Make sure you commit to a program too, because consistency will definitely be key here. So try to stick with a schedule for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Just make yourself do it, huh?
Right.
Make it a habit then.
Make it a habit. That's what we're trying to do initially. We want to stay motivated by focusing on short-term goals, such as just feeling better. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about the scale or weight loss initially. We just want to...
Because that will come, probably, right?
Eventually, with consistency. Also want to make sure people recognize any problems. Exercise shouldn't hurt. We shouldn't feel pain. Making sure people stop exercise if they feel any pain, discomfort, other than just regular exercise soreness.
Okay. Sounds like some great tips here for us. So if you want to feel better, you better get moving. Follow Leah's advice to enjoy all the advantages of exercise as you age. My thanks to Leah for working out a way to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website. www.medmutual.com/2015options or call 1-866-488-3266. Next, movement matters. But first, there are loads of old, unusual laws on the books, including banning a best-selling book in Texas. The title? Britannica. So why is it illegal to own this encyclopedia in the Lone Star State? We'll pour out why they brewed this particular prohibition when we return.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Texans booted the Encyclopedia Britannica from bookshelves because it breaks down how to make beer. Now, home brewing of beer is evidently allowed, but this resource for the recipe? That's against the law.
We just heard in our first segment how important exercise is as we age. Now we have some people who have proven its positive effects because they put it into practice. Carol Pitts is here with women who work out at least weekly. Carol is a silver sneakers instructor at the FitWorks in Highland Heights.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
So what is Silver Sneakers? Is it an exercise program like Zumba or Jazzercise?
Silver Sneakers is an exercise program designed for older adults. All the instructors are certified or have an education in some level of fitness like myself. It's designed for individuals that want to get out and have fun. We have different areas. We have people that come in with walkers and canes, and lots of times they leave without them.
Oh,
it's
how nice.
It's a 60-minute exercise program, and we base it on your own level. The women I have here are more fit than some of the people that are into classes. We work on endurance, balance, cardio, weights. It's a really good program for seniors to work into. It's a social event too. Lots of times this is where they come to socialize.
Sure, and that's really important as you age as well.
And they meet their friends there and they have a blast.
Okay, well, we want to see you guys doing something here in action.
Yeah, we'll be in action.
So why don't you introduce the group here and let's see what you can do.
We got Bobby, we got Esther, we got Marge, and we got Joan.
And you've got a routine for us here today,
Yeah,
right?
we'll try something. We'll put it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it to the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it to the back. March it out. Come on, let's get the arms going. Let's go out, out, in, in. On 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. March it out. Come on, get the knees up. Come on. Now let's reverse it and go the other way. On 3, 2, 1, and 2, 3, 2, 1. March it out. All right, let's take the arms across. On 3, 2, 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, boy, that looks like fun.
They have a blast together. You know, we really do.
And do you enjoy it, ladies? All right.
Yeah. But no, it's a really good program. We also have chairs there for individuals that have balance problems.
Okay,
And we
excellent.
work on a lot of balance.
So no matter
a lot
what
of
your
strength.
fitness is, if you want to get more
No, because there's
active,
different levels. I mean, you have the cardio, you have cardio fit, and they had the splash, but we don't have a pool. But there are different levels for them.
Sounds like so much fun.
We have a blast.
Do these women have you ready to lace up and join Silver Sneakers? Great. But first check with your insurance. They might actually pay for it. That's another perk. And thanks to Carol and her classmates for a wonderful workout.
Thank you.
Learn more by calling FitWorks at Highland Heights, 440-449-1188, or visit www.fitworks.com. Next, can a trust inherit your IRA? Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Dresses, donuts, and other delights developed from duct tape will be demonstrated and displayed during the Avon Heritage Duct Tape Festival, June 19th through the 21st. This tradition of toasting this type of tape not only features fashions, but also enjoyable entertainment and festival food. And the price is right. It's free. To learn more, stick to this website, www.ducttapefestival.com.
We've talked in the past about the importance of naming beneficiaries for your assets, and that includes your IRA. But what happens when you don't name a person as the beneficiary for your IRA, but name your trust instead? To answer that, we're going to be the beneficiary of Mark Niederhelman's wisdom. Mark is a financial advisor with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome again to the show.
Lori, thank you very much.
So why would somebody leave a trust as the beneficiary of their IRA instead of a person?
Typically, people leave their IRA to the trust for the benefits of somebody who can't be trusted with money. That could be a minor child, a spendthrift, or the spouse of a second marriage. And while there may be good reason for doing it, you have to be very careful how you do it. Trusts as beneficiaries of IRAs can be very complicated, and if not done properly, immediate income tax consequences could result.
So first, take us through how inheriting an IRA works. First, without a trust.
Okay. An IRA owner has the ability to name anybody they want to be the beneficiary of their retirement account. However, because Congress does not want retirement accounts, including IRAs, to continue indefinitely, after the IRA owner passes away, there are required minimum distributions, or RMDs, that require the accounts to be liquidated over time. Fortunately, though, Congress does allow these post-death RMDs to be drawn out slowly over the life expectancy of the beneficiary, at least where that beneficiary is what's called a designated beneficiary, or a human being that does have a life expectancy.
Okay, but a trust isn't a human being. So how do the RMDs work when the trust is the beneficiary?
Sometimes they don't work. Leaving a retirement account to a trust potentially loses the ability to stretch the distributions out after the death of the original owner. The good news is that Treasury regulations actually do allow trusts in certain circumstances to be treated as designated beneficiaries, eligible to stretch out those post-death RMDs over life expectancy by looking through the named trust to the underlying beneficiaries and using their life expectancies instead.
Okay, so what are the certain circumstances that you mentioned?
Basically, it means that you have to take the steps needed so that the trust can receive the IRA assets without creating a tax liability. The trick is for the trust to have proper IRA terms so the trust doesn't conflict with IRS regulations. It basically needs what's called see-through language. Without this very specific language, the IRA could be fully taxable at one time. Ouch.
Yes, that would not be good.
You've got that right. The see-through language lets the distributions flow through the trust to the beneficiaries, to be taxable to the beneficiaries, and to be distributed over the life expectancy of that individual beneficiary. If you're going to use a trust as a beneficiary for an IRA, oftentimes it's best to use separate trusts for each beneficiary. That can make things relatively simple. Each beneficiary can use their own age for the purposes of determining their required minimum distributions.
You know, after this discussion, it sounds like it'd be just simpler to leave the IRA to the person directly.
Oftentimes it is. If you're going to use a trust, you need to make sure that you're doing it simply for the protection of that person that could inherit the money. If there's not a need for that protection, you might be better off just leaving it simply to that person as an individual. Oftentimes the easiest solution is the best solution, and that solution might be skipping a trust altogether.
All right, always good information. If you decide to try to protect your heirs and your money by making your trust the beneficiary of your IRA, be careful. Follow Mark's tips to make sure you create the trust correctly, or you could make a costly mistake. To find out more, give Mark a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, does Father really know best? It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you how to do a kneeling Superman. This is an excellent exercise, Lori, that's not only going to work the core, but also the lower back. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to start this exercise on all fours. Here in the studio today, we have our exercise mats. You at home, go ahead and grab a spot on the floor. We're going to start with our hands about shoulder width apart. We also want our knees the same. Looking good. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our right arm straight out in front, and we're simply going to try to get our left leg straight out behind us in the back here, okay? We're going to hold that for a 3 count, keep your balance, and then we're going to go ahead and we'll switch sides.
Okay.
So left arm straight out, right leg out, and we're going to hold it again for a 3 count. Okay, we're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions. How you feeling?
Oh, out of balance.
You got it, keep your balance. All right, everybody, 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a week, and now it's your turn to get up and go. There you go, perfect. All right.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
You've been a parent so much longer than your adult child has. Surely your advice would be appreciated. But before you bestow your insight to your offspring, take a few tips from Shirley Ratner. Dr. Ratner is a clinical psychologist at Metro Health. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Are you actually saying our words of wisdom aren't necessarily welcome?
Well, grandparents always have good intentions, but unsolicited advice is often taken as criticism by the adult child. And when adult children take it as criticism, they often can become defensive or angry. And then they shut down, which pushes them away. And then pushing them away means you get less time with them and less time with your grandchildren.
Yes, and that's important time. So we can't just say what we think.
You can't criticize. That is the golden rule for grandparents. Compliment them on what they're doing well. Ask them, what can I do to help you? And then, they might ask you for advice. But if they don't ask, don't tell.
But what if there's a situation that we just feel our child needs to hear our perspective? You could tell my grandmother trying to give information, huh?
That's right. Well, you raised them. So you do need to trust that maybe they actually know what they're doing. It's important to respect their boundaries. If there is something that you really want to say, ask them for permission. And if they do say yes, remember, tact and timing are very important.
All right. I guess it's not any different than having a nice social conversation. You don't want to, put them down. But what about a safety issue? What if there's something really that you feel is important, safety issue or a health issue? Isn't it then our responsibility to say something?
Yes, of course. If you're thinking that there is real danger, then of course you should say something, Lori. But is it really such an emergency? You have to remember, things have changed in the last 20 to 30 years. And your children, your adult children, may be doing things a certain way for a reason. So we really have to try to respect them. Instead, you can be curious and you can ask questions. Do it very respectfully.
Okay, so, we're really just trying to help, right? We're trying to help our grandchildren. We're trying to help our children. So this is very hard for us grandparents.
It is, and that's so understandable. You want to help them. The best way to do it is, again, to be respectful and also to stay neutral. You don't want to get caught in the middle between your children and your grandchildren. You want to help your adult child and work to make the relationship good. And this is really important. For any healthy relationship, it's important that you have a full and meaningful life yourself, because when you do, it means you have more to offer. And then when your children see that you're enjoying life, they want to engage you and be around you more. They feel that you have more to offer. So make sure that you do that.
All right, that sounds like very good advice. So as a grandparent, you have a lot to offer your adult child. You just need to be sure your adult child really wants to receive it. Follow Dr. Retner's advice and you'll have a grand old time, not only being a grandparent, but also being a fellow parent with your adult child. We'll be right back.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Next, tax tips for compensating a caregiver.
Here, we're improving the health of our community. Here, a student sees a doctor without ever leaving school. Here, a stroke survivor regains the use of his right hand. Here, a foster child gets the consistent care he deserves. Here, and here, we're breaking new ground every day. So we can break ground here tomorrow. Be a part of the Metro Health transformation. It's good for everyone. Here.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back to tell you why being the boss of a caregiver can be a taxing experience. Many older Americans, in an effort to stay in their homes, hire caregivers to help them around the house. The caregivers may cook meals, help with chores around the house, and make it easier to remain independent. But when you pay for these services, Uncle Sam wants to make sure he collects his fair share of taxes. Here to discuss what you need to do to keep the IRS happy is my partner, Michael Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, Mike. So if you do hire a health aide or a private nurse, why do you have to worry about the IRS?
Well, the home health aide will be treated as an employee if you're paying more than $1,900. So, and if you do that, if you're an employee, the employer, you, have to withhold from their amount of payment 7.65% the Social Security tax, and you have to match it. So you have to pay their 7.65%, and on top of that, you have to pay 7.65. Or if you don't want to do the withholding on your own 1040, you can pay that employee's portion of the 7.65%. So that adds up, and it's paperwork. And on top of that, you have to pay federal unemployment tax, and that's 6% of the first $7,000. So you've got all that paperwork, and you have to do. You don't have to do income tax withholding, but you got all that other paperwork.
Okay. So can't I just pay the health aide a check or cash and let them be an independent contractor? I heard then there's no paperwork if you do it that way.
Well, if they were an independent contractor, that'd be true, but the IRS doesn't think that. The IRS says if you control their what work they do, and you control how they do the work, and you provide them with supplies, they're an employee. And once they're an employee, doesn't matter whether you pay them, by the way, part-time or full-time or by the hour, by the job, they're an employee, and you have to follow those rules. And if you don't, you could have income tax liability.
Oh man, so a lot of paperwork so far, taxes and paperwork. Is there anything else I have to worry about?
Well, there's one more federal form. It's an I-9, and that's a form you have to fill out when you hire somebody to make sure they're allowed to work in the United States. And there's a form, you have to get identification, like a driver's license. You have to have that signed the day they start working for you.
Man, okay, more paperwork
That's
even.
right,
All right, so let me get this straight. I have to file a return and withhold employee taxes, or I have to pay these employee taxes myself on my 1040, and I have to file an I-9. again, that's even more paperwork than I originally thought. You know, most people don't want to do all that paperwork when they hire somebody. Is that it? Hopefully?
No, there's more. There's more. It's like one of those commercials. There's more. And that is in Ohio, you have to file an Ohio unemployment tax. And so you need to file and pay that tax. And I also encourage everyone to have workers' comp. You need to cover them under workers' comp. That way, if they're injured on your house, in your house, they're covered. And workers' comp will handle all that. If you don't and they're injured, your homeowner's insurance won't cover you. You'll be personally liable. So you want to do that.
Okay. So are there places you can go for help?
Well, you know, because most people don't want all this paperwork, sometimes they just go to a company, they hire the home health care worker, they do all that, or you have your accountant do it. And there's an IRS publication, 926, you can go on the website and take a look at that. And that kind of describes a lot of what I talked about now.
All right. So you thought it was simple to hire someone to help you in your own home. But hiring someone involves paperwork, a lot of paperwork. And if you don't do it correctly, you may owe the IRS money. For help, give irs.gov a visit or give Mike a call. His number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, want to slim down and increase your energy? We'll offer a unique option. Then for Dad's Day, we'll focus on fathers and what makes them smile. And we'll check in on what to prepare for your next checkup. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.